อ่าฮัลโหลใครอยู่บ้างครับถ้าถ้านันว้าวเซอร์ไพรส์อืม
อาจารย์คะ
ว่าไงครับ
อาจารย์คะ
ฮะครับผม
เอ่อวีคที่ผ่านมาตั้งแต่เปิดเทอมคือหนูไป work and travel มาเพิ่งกลับมาค่ะ
อ่าครับผมคำถามคือ
อันนี้คือหนูต้องตามงานอะไรด้วยไหมคะหรือว่า
อ๋อไม่งานสำหรับ ECP เนี่ยจะมีอยู่แค่presentation นะครับ presentation ก็คือมี presentation midterm แล้วก็ final แค่นั้นเอง present เนี่ยก็จะเป็นแต่ละ week ก็จะมีไม่เหมือนกันนะครับน่าจะอยู่ลองต้องไปดูในโน้ตกลุ่มไลน์นะฮะแล้วก็มันก็จะมีlist ของนิสิตที่เขียนชื่อกลุ่มแต่ละกลุ่มไปนะฮะประมาณนั้น
ได้ค่ะ
โอเค
โอเคค่ะขอบคุณค่ะ
ครับผม How are you? How are you? ใครเข้ามาแล้วนะฮะ so all right. I think maybe we can start at 9, right? Just because for this class, I would say that you have to. Uh, I would say that it is a class that most of the time, most of the student exempt. So we just only have maybe 10 to 15 students. So I'm going to shift between, speaking and then discussion, right? Okay. เดี๋ยวรอเพื่อนก่อนแล้วกัน interact ใครที่เข้ามาแล้วนะฮะเราไปเช็คชื่อก่อนก็ได้นะฮะ those of you just enter into Zoom, right? So normally we have to check the attendance, right? You can see and look at in the line groupนะฮะ and then just type your name and ID student. Let me see first. แป๊บนึงนะเดี๋ยวไปทำให้ดูให้เสร็จนี่เสร็จเท่าไหร่วะ1 2ช่วงบ่าย3เนาะเสร็จ3ใช่ปะ เราไปเช็คชื่อได้เลยนะครับทำให้ดูแล้วนะฮะขอเลข3 ตัวหลังแค่นั้นเองนะครับyour name and ID student, that's it. Yep. I understand that like okay, let's say like for some of you just like this is first class for you. I mean like if you just come back from US or work and travel, right? Okay, so basically I'm going to inform a bit for the class design here. First of all, yeah. First of all, so the class is all about like a TOEIC preparation. So some of you may want to exempt for this course if you got a TOEIC score above 700. Okay, so above 700 means that you can do exemption for this class. Okay, right. And if some of you got the score from BC, how can I say? Let's say like Brit council, right? That you took the exam on the online, right? So if you wish to exempt for this course, you have to check the criteria, the table of the score equivalent to the BC2. So I would say that it's about, I'm not sure, maybe 3 or 400, 350 something. Nah. Let me check again. Anyway, if you want to do so, just make sure that you got a score and then write your name and ID student into the group note. Just because to all of you who want to exempt, just make sure that you write your name there. Right? Just because once I finalize everything for this course, so those who exempt, you can get a for sure. But if you miss writing something in the line note, so I may not sure that it might cause a problem later or not, right? So just make sure and be reminded that you have to write, you have to submit, and make sure that all of the score that you submit to me are valid, right? That's it. พี่แจ็คชื่อหรือยังกี่คนแล้วตอนนี้1 2วันนี้มีพรีเซนต์ไม่เอ่ยเดี๋ยวขอเช็คก่อนนะฮะ multiple sharing stream okay good so how many of you let me check first 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 all right I hope everyone is ready to study and take a class for today, right? Let me check. For some of you have to do a presentation. Anyone have to do a presentation for today? Just raise your hand for me, please. มีไหมฮะ week ที่ 4เดี๋ยวขอไปดูในโน้ตก่อนนะครับว่าคิวของใครวันนี้กรุ๊ปมีทั้งหมด7 กลุ่มนะครับ so everyone can see from the line note too, right? I hope yeah everyone is on the line group already, right? Gerund infinitive if clause tense ไปแล้ว punctuation present participle word form adjective Q2 คืออะไรอ่ะน่าเป็น gerund นะถ้าจำไม่ผิดถ้าไม่มีเมื่อไหร่นะเราสกิปไปคิวหน้าก็ได้นะครับแต่ถ้ามีก็อยากให้ทำพรีเซนต์เลยนะฮะภายใน20 นาทีแรกOkay, shall we start for today's class? I think maybe for a group presentation. So if you miss for in each week, we're gonna have a group presentation. Basically, I have to say like that, right? And if some of you miss the group presentation, just make sure that you can do in the next following week, just because it's fine. And anyway, we can replace the slot for a presentation to be maybe discussion or speaking skill instead. That's it, right? So again, right, for this course, I decided to set aside in each part of teaching and learning together. First of all, when it comes to a classroom, right, a half an hour, I'm going to give you a slot for a presentation. All right, so in each group have to do a presentation weekly on a weekly basis, right? So we're gonna have like, you can see from a group line, right? For a group presentation. And if you have any question, just put the question into the line group and try to prompt to reply at that time, right? So in order to make sure that we are in the same page together. And the second part is that I'm going to give you some of a series of questions about speaking, right? Speaking skill. Basically, it's all about like how do you think about it? Just sharing the idea based on your own perspective, right? Or even some kind of like some questions that are related to TOEIC exam preparation. So just explore the idea and just share to your classmate here. So this is very important interactive activity that I have to say that all of you have to, once you join the Zoom, you have to be more willing to participate as much as possible, okay? And after that, just because you have to make sure that you got a listening test. So basically on the listening test for a TOEIC test, I just divided in each week, in each part. For example, like we did together for the first one is that what is that, question response or photograph, right, for 30 questions. And after that we have to listen for conversation. And for this week, I think for listening part, we are going to listen for talk, but maybe some kind of a technical problem to say like some of you or my computer or my personal laptop might not be able to, turn on such an audio for listening test. So my solution is that I just send the link from the YouTube and just let you listen as a homework instead for a listening test. All right. And after that, we go for break. And for the second half of each class, I have to say that I have to let you do a practice test together, right? For example, like we're gonna do for the part 5, incomplete sentence, text completion, and try to generate the idea and try to share your answers together. And once we can conclude or summarize any information to all of us together, right? And the last section is that it's a little bit a core course for TOEIC preparation. So I do understand that we have to study for vocabulary expansion, meaning that you have to find synonymous words based on the word list that I give you to find out, for example, like from alphabet A, B, C, D, things like that. Each of you have to do at the end of the class. And once you finish, we can talk and sharing some idea of vocabulary, mainly focus on the part of speech. For example, like let's say like if you find identify, right? So what should it be? Other part of speech. For example, identification, identify, ed, and identifying as an adjective in what way, things like that. And the last session is that the activity of before we go. So just compose the meaningful sentence based on the idiomatic expression, or even like the word that may be not found in the text, but it can be used in the real situation. That's all, right? This is the step for the class of ECP. That's all. Any question or inquiry, just put into the line group. I try to respond anyway. Because some of you may contact me personally, but I didn't see any messages, right? Okay. Okay, skip for the, okay, let's say this one. Again, right? Just because this is very important interactive activity, just explore the idea for your speaking, right? So I would say that I would let you do for this kind of activity together, right? So the core instruction here is that just choose one of two. Okay, again, right? Just choose one of two from the following question. The question is quite broad, just sharing, just because the first start that we have to do is that we have to possess a positive mindset, or even like we have to see a positive side of a TOEIC preparation first, and then we can go through in the detail later, right? So I have to let you choose just only one of two. The first one is that what do you think about why surviving is worth celebrating? So it means that do you think it is positive in what way, right? And the second one is that what do you think about try to make an instant gratification? So here we have to understand from instant gratification. It's all about like to say something positive. To put some gratification or gratitude, positive attitude to your life. If you did better on something, right? You should reward yourself as a instant gratification and try to develop or improving yourself to be better, right? So basically, you need to share, all right? You need to share to your classmate here. Don't even like put pressure much, just because this one is a floor, an opportunity to speak up. And for LCI student, I would say that for the speaking part or even listening part, it's very important, just because you are asked to convey any idea or messages in the real situation. I'm going to say that I just want all of you sharing this kind of activity together. You don't have to say for long, just talk based on your own idea and sharing to your classmate here. Yep. I'm going to give you for 5 minutes first. It's okay. If some of you are ready, just turn on the microphone and let's share the idea to your classmate here, right? Everyone okay, right? โอเคพิมพ์โอเคนิดนึงไหนๆก็ซูมละพิมพ์โอเคนิดนึงใครเก็ตแล้วพิมพ์โอเคเลยครับดีมาก set all right I'm going to give you for 5 minutes so again right everyone need to share the idea even you have a repeated the idea is fine but I just want to hear from you what do you think you don't have to say long you don't have to say short you just say what you think about it that's it all right okay เดี๋ยวให้เวลา5 นาทีนะฮะ All right. I think some of you may ready, right? So for this part, right, for this part, for example, if I can choose, from a teacher perspective, I think I choose the question B, right? What do you think about try to make an instant gratification? I do understand that when it comes to doing something good, it doesn't mean that it might cause a positive or a negative thing, but we have to remind that our life has filled with some kind of like uncertainty or even the happiness. So just make sure that instant gratification can foster our life to be better and become great. For example, if I did something and then I feel like it's better for my life, I think I keep carry on or keep doing it just because I think it is very important to make sure that I can see myself as a self-improvement here. Thank you. ได้ไหม thank you นะฮะ เพราะฉะนั้นเราไปพิมพ์คำว่า perfect ใน line นะฮะ anyone want to share? Just turn on your microphone, please. Yep.
I choose item A ค่ะ
All right, good.
I think nowadays life is not easy to survive, so celebrating the life is like you create something memorable or rewarding yourself for making the future better or reaching the goal with mental health and physical drive. ค่ะ
All right, good. Thank you so much for sharing here. Just type perfect into the line group, please. Perfect. All right. So one of your friends sharing that life is words for celebrating, and we have to make sure that we survive for a positive thing, and it can drive to be better, whatever we want to do or we have done so far, things like that, right? Great. Anyone want to share? Just turn on the microphone. Don't worry, just because this is a flow for speaking. Yeah. Good.
Hello?
Yep.
Okay, I choose question B. What do you think about is that I think it's always good to like to reward yourself when we successfully do something in our life. Like to make you feel like you want to keep on living and try to find a goal you wanted.
I see.
Right. That's awesome.
Thank you. Yeah. Thank you so much for your sharing here. Just type perfect for me, please, into the line group. Just make sure that everyone have to do this kind of activity together. Sorry for that. I would say that, yeah. One of your friends saying that try to make, a little thing, good thing and gratification here. So it seems to all of you that gratification is a big word here, but I can say, let's say, little good thing for your life. All right. So it means that we have to make sure that our life can be better. Even like life is up and down, right? So this is a truth. But what we have to see is just seeing from the positive side here. That's it, right? Thank you so much for both of you. Anyone want to share? Just turn on your microphone, right? And then talk. Don't worry, be happy. Mm-hmm. ไม่มีแน่เลยไม่มีต้องจิ้มนะ Don't worry, right? This is a floor for speaking. I mean, you don't have to talk much about that, but I just want to see the way you think, the way you share, or even the way you speak for others. I would I would say is a little bit, I can say that this is not that easy, but it may have a time to think about it a bit. But anyways, relevant to the way that you live a life in in their authentic world, I mean, realistic situation. Is that right? Volunteer. There is no volunteer here. ทุกคนต้องทำนะเดี๋ยวขอจิ้มนะครับได้ไหมมันเก็บมาละโอเคมา right
I choose the question A because I think it is worth celebrating because sometimes our life are very tiring and very difficult, so we should celebrate to reward ourselves, and this is will make us have a better life.
I see. Great. Thank you so much for your sharing here. Just type perfect right into the line group too. All right. Just because one of your friends said that life can be filled with difficulties or some challenges, right? It means that we don't have to expect that a good thing happen for life from time to time, but sometimes may happen the bad thing to our life too. So meaning that we have to seize a positive way for some kind of like difficulties in order to make sure that you can have a great life or a great celebrating together. Yep. ต่อครับมีใครอีกไหมใช่เลยนะฮะทุกคนต้องได้ perfect คนละหนึ่งคนละหนึ่ง คนละหนึ่งนะฮะเป็นการ check attendance นั่นเองทางอ้อมYeah, just say something here. A or B, B or A.
Can I?
Yep.
Yes, I choose A because it feel like giving yourself a reward, encourage yourself in order to have a good attitude for spending your life.
Great. Thank you so much for your sharing here. Yeah, just because life is life, right? So once we have a life, we have to appreciate or even just celebrating, having fun with our life. This is very important to say something positive when you get started, right? Good. Thank you so much for your sharing here. Just type perfect for me, please. Into the line group. ตอนนี้เรามี17คนรอให้ทุกคนครบนะฮะวันนี้5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12
Can I go next?
Yep.
I choose B because there's sometimes the thing we have to do in life are not the thing we happy to do. Like some tasks or even our work. So trying to make an instant gratification is a good way to cheer yourself up. So you have the motivation to continue doing it.
Great. Thank you so much for sharing here. Yeah. So just type perfect into the line group for me, please. All right. Those who done already for speaking talks today. All right. So one of your friends said that try to make an instant gratification can be a great motivation for life and pursue yourself to keep moving forward, right? So this is very important just because I would say for you, you are, college students, and you might have some trouble or even some difficulty while learning or being as a student right there, right? So I would say that sometimes we have to see for a positive thing too. So it is very important to say instant gratification here. Great. Thank you so much for all of you. Yeah, for all of you who have done for speaking part today. Anyone want to share? I just want to make sure that everyone got the point for today class. Yep.
I should be ค่ะ
Uh-huh.
I think try to make an instant gratification is help to reach a goal, like long-term goal.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah, great. Thank you so much for sharing here. Okay, everyone again, right? This is a floor an opportunity to speak up based on your idea and just sharing the idea to your classmates. Don't be shy, just because it's not that hard, and I don't want to, get pressure or make pressure much on this kind of activity. So one of your friends said that this is instant gratification can lead to the long-term commitment or long-term goal for surviving. It means that what I understand for this one is that just because if you did something or you do for a little thing day by day, it can further progress. I mean, better equip you to be making such a long journey or even in the long term, right? Long-term journey. So yeah, it is worth to do so. Yep. Great. Again, right? Just choose one out of two and then share the idea. That's it.
Can I?
Yep.
Okay, I should B. Try to make an instant gratification because it's more like meeting for the first time and made first impression. If it's good from the beginning, after that it will be good. But if it was good from the beginning, I think it's a result in the bad future.
I see. Great. Thank you so much for your sharing here. Just type perfect. Perfect. Everyone is perfect, right? All right. One of your friends just said that try to make an instant gratification may seem to be a good start for those people who just like get misleading in the wrong way. What I can say here is that we have to shoot or pick up a positive way to make sure that you can have a better choices to do so. Once we mislead something here, it may cause a problem or troublesome in some way. So it is very important to wait between the two, good or bad. So we have to say that a good thing must be a good way. That's it. Anyone want to share? Just turn on the microphone here. ตอนนี้เรามีใคร right, good. Go ahead.
Okay, I choose the first one. Why surviving is worth celebrating.
Yeah.
So I think surviving deserves to be celebrated because it will make me feel better and life is gonna be better more than ever, I think.
Yeah. Right, good.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for sharing here. Just type perfect to me, please, into the line group, right? So yeah, she said that surviving can be a better way to survive. I mean, what I mean by that is that you can better at yourself. You can do a self-improvement while surviving. I mean, it is very important to say that surviving is a key aspect to do a better thing. Just because I think that those people who cannot even survive, I cannot say that it is worth for celebrating because it's a different dimension here. Perfect, done. Anyone want to share? Just turn on your microphone, please.
Can I?
Yep.
I should say, I think surviving is worth to celebrate because face to something bad in your life. I think it's good to celebrate to make yourself happier than
the last. Yes.
Yeah, good. Thank you so much for sharing here. It seems to all of us that for A, we can see that surviving, we have to celebrate our life as a survivor, right? Just because we want to see or we want to gain some happiness in our life. So the key for happiness is quite a abstract thing, I can say. So once we talk about it, we have to live up our life in a better way too. perfect เข้ามาแล้วเปิด floor นะครับตอนนี้เราได้ perfect มากี่คนละ1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 8 student done for perfect too here. I think we're gonna have two activity. The first one is that think about it, just explore the critical thinking idea, analytical thinking, and after that we have to discuss on the TOEIC test again. So we're gonna have like one activity is all about freedom of thinking and saying here, and the second one is that straightforward to the core content. It means that you have to think about why TOEIC is important and how to do a better score at the TOEIC again, right? Okay, good. Anyone want to share? You can turn on. I think I'm going to just open the floor for you. Maybe 2 more. ขออีก 2 คนครับ จะได้ครบ 10 คนนะ 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 Right.
I should be.
B-boy, good.
Personally, seeking only instant gratification can lead to short-term purpose, but may not always beneficial in the long-term purpose. Therefore, you have to consider about long-term purpose as well.
I see. Right. Good. Thank you so much for sharing here. So one of your friends said that we have a purpose in our life. Either it is a short-term or a long-term purposes, right? He said that trying to make an instant gratification here can foster or become a better equipped with a long-term commitment or even long-term goals that everyone is expected. Great. The last one for this activity, anyone want to share the idea from 4.1? Think about it. มีใครยังไม่พิมพ์ perfect บ้าง1คนที่พูดจะต้องพิมพ์ perfect นะเดี๋ยวเราหมุนไป Q2 ต่อนะ1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 Great นะ great let me check 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 great. Okay, done for the first activity. I think it's enough for all of you to share the idea, right? For our perspective or our our thought. Yeah, it's all about like a floor and opportunity to share the idea to your classmate here. Yeah, it's quite broad, but it is relevant to the way that you have to set a positive mindset in order to make sure that we can go in the right direction. Okay, moving to discussion part 2. So for these activities, it's quite the same, but it is changing the idea from broad perspective into specific perspective. I can say for this part, it's all about TOEIC test or TOEIC preparation, right? Talk and share, discussion part 4.2. What I want from you is that you just choose 1 out of 3. So, okay, 1 out of 3. So the core question here is a little bit tricky. So you have to make sure that you understand the statement in each question and then just respond based on your idea too. So for this part, I would suggest that everyone have to do with me. Everyone, meaning that you have to share the idea. It's a must for all of you just because it is the core course for ECP here. Okay, look at for the first question first. With the high score of TOEIC test, like 800, 900 or full scale of a TOEIC test, is it possible to make you a very strong candidate in a job search or job recruitment? How? Why do you think like that? How the one who have a very high score from the TOEIC can be selected in the realm of job recruitment here? It's okay? Okay, just try to brainstorm or even sharing the idea if you have chosen the first question here. Second is that does it work for a candidate who have a TOEIC score in their abilities to communicate intercultural or across border cultures with co-worker and potential clients? How? So for the second question, it is let's say I can say that just because for a TOEIC test, we have to make sure that we have to speak and listen with a wide range of diversity or audiences. For example, like if you are asked to do or talk with those people from international company who come from Philippines, Chinese, Japanese, Indian, things like that. So it means that you have to understand the border or cultural differences here. My question to this question is that once you got a TOEIC score, right? And then you have to work with those kind of clients or even audiences here. How could you think that you can be able to communicate effectively across cultural differences here, right? Okay, so just try to say something or raise some situation or example that is relevant to the way that you work in the international company. If you're responsible for a second question, try to think about the way that happen in reality. It's okay. And the last question is that, do you think those who have a TOEIC score can positively affect in hiring decision making and other employment opportunities? How? So for this question is quite broad, and I hope that you guys may want to choose for the last question here, just because it can prepare all of you to be ready or even become a better at the TOEIC score. Just because when it comes to job opportunities or even employment here, we have to see that if you got a TOEIC score as a proof, to measure your ability to use English in the past in the business context, meaning that you can you will be getting more chances to get such an employment opportunity recruitment here. And if you are asked to, if you are going to apply for the international company, it is important to have a TOEIC score too. So my question is that how do you think that a TOEIC score can be positive impact or even affect on hiring decision making here, right? Again, right? So you can see from 3 questions here is a little bit more detailed discussion, but I do believe that all of you can enhance your speaking skill or even sharing the ideas to other. Don't worry to say something right or wrong. What I want from you is that just sharing the idea, just because I just want to see some perspective on how well you can prepare for the TOEIC test, and to those who exempt, why if they can attend for these classes too. I think it's quite good too, just because sharing the ideas is very important for a learning process here, right? Again, I'm going to give you for 5 minutes. If you're ready, just choose 1 or 2 or 3 and then sharing the idea here. Get นะฮะ get พิมพ์อะไรดี xy นิดนึง xy ครับ ใคร get แล้วพิมพ์ xy เข้ามาสุดยอดนะxy นิดนึง xy นิดนึง I just want to make sure that everyone understood, and then any questions, feel free to ask, feel free to share that. For this question, I just changed you. If you respond for the task and then speaking, sharing the idea to your classmate here, you can type impressive, right? So we're gonna have like an adjective while learning from time to time, right? Once we finish doing something here. All right, I hope you guys got the answer and would like to share to your classmate here, right? If you wish, just turn on your microphone here, right? Everyone have to do the tasks for this activity just because I think it can ensure all of you are in the same page and we can go in the right directions, okay? Hello.
Hello.
Yep.
Hello. Okay, I choose number 3.
Yeah.
So I think the choice can possibly affect your hiring decision or the employing because the choice improves on listening, reading, speaking, and responding skills. Most of the job require these following. Most of the job require these following.
I see. Good. Thank you so much for your sharing here. You can type impressive into the line group, all right? So everyone can share the idea. Don't worry, be happy.
Can I?
Yep.
Shoot number 3. Think it have a good effect on work because if having a TOEIC score is considered a guarantee of good English language skill, and in the work, we would to have a communication with co-work and customer. Yes.
I see. All right. Yeah, just type impressive into the line group, please. Okay. Yeah, one of your friends said that we have to understand for a cross or different sets, right? Why we got the TOEIC score as the way that we have to make sure that it goes in the right direction. Anyone want to share, just turn on your microphone, right? And then share.
Can I?
Yep.
Yes, I choose 3 because Nowadays, most Thai companies use TOEIC score for hiring. They might consider special more than someone who doesn't have TOEIC score and maybe receive an additional salary and get a good job position if you have a high TOEIC score.
I see. Great. Thank you so much for your sharing here. One of your friends just said that, just say that if you're getting a high score, right? If you're getting a high score, it is possible for you to have a chance or open the door for, greater opportunities in the realm of job recruitment here. Great. Just type impressive. เราเปลี่ยนเป็น impressive แล้วนะ โอเค พิมพ์เข้ามาได้นะฮะใครอยากพิมพ์ impressive ให้พูดนิดหน่อยนะฮะ If you're ready, just turn on the microphone. If you're ready to talk, just talk. That's it. ตัวนี้บังคับนิดนึงนะฮะอยากให้เราแชร์กันเข้ามา
Can I go next?
Right, good.
I chose number 2 because not because for a candidate who have a high TOEIC score, I think it enhances their ability to communicate across border and culture, because even if you don't know about the culture, you can ask, and with your ability in English, you can receive them better than the one who didn't have skill.
I see. Great. Thank you so much for sharing here. Yeah, I think it is important just because when it comes to having a TOEIC score, and the situation is that you are likely to work in the international company, whereas a number of variety of people, nationality, diverse cultures can be combined in one single place. It means that if you can communicate across the border, or if you try to make sure that you can have a skill to convey the ideas, communicate through effective communication here, it might be better too. Great. Just type impressive เปลี่ยนเป็น impressive นะฮะทุกคนเรามี adjective ประมาณ10คำมาแล้วมา right good
number 3
Yep.
I think it's important in the workplace because it helps you to stand out from the other in the competition market.
I see. Just because we have to understand that now we're gonna have how can I say? I mean, we're gonna have a higher competitive in the job employment, right? So sometimes we have to make sure that we got a profile which is outstanding than other. But I don't mean that it should be like that. But I want to say here is that if you are a unique, outstanding personal profile, you might be getting into, let's say, consideration for the human resources or job employment opportunities in the present time, right? Impressive เข้ามาเลยนะครับเก่งมาก next anyone want to share? Just next please.
Can I?
Yep.
I choose number 1. So I think if you have more score than 860, it means you have considerable about knowledge, especially grammar or other skills. Yeah. Especially listening and reading skills. For example, when you go to searching some information on the internet, you have to read it, but can read it clearly and intense, and then understand it. And for the listening skill, when you do some research by interviewing or watching some video on YouTube, you have to listen it carefully so that research will get complete information.
I see. Great. Thank you so much for your sharing here. Yeah, just make sure that you type impressive into the line group. So, one of your friends, right? She said that in order to get or achieve such a very high score, so let's say basically it doesn't mean that you have. We are all getting a very high score. So it means that so the score rank or conversion score from the TOEIC score can be varied from 600, 700, or 700. So it depends on the job recruitment, right? I'm going to say that for those who expect to, to work in the, let's say a public relation or airline company, you are supposed to get an impressive score, just because I think that it might, facilitate or even help you to become a better person. And for test preparation, for example, like if you get a very high score, it is ensure that you have a good command in English. I mean, for reading skill, you fully comprehend something hand in hand, and you are a fast reader. Basically, just because you can read some business content here promptly and immediately. In the same way that for listening comprehension, one of your friends just said that it is important and happen in reality that we have to understand or grab the information while listening, right? So for a communication, it's also the same. So I would suggest that it is better for all of us to prepare and getting a such an impressive score here. All right, good. Thank you so much for all of you sharing. Anyone want to share? Share เข้ามาเลยนะฮะไม่ต้องกลัวครับนิดหน่อยนะครับใครที่ยังไม่พูดสามารถพูดได้เลยนะครับพูดแล้วก็พูดได้นะใครพูดแล้วก็สามารถพูดได้เหมือนกันนะฮะเราเน้นแชร์ sharing is learning นะครับเป็นแบบ 21st century so I just obtain the information from the 21st century. We have to focus on learning is sharing, and sometimes like you have to critique a bit and just make sure that you think critically or even sharing the idea based on your understanding too. Yeah. Five, 6, 7, 8เราต้องการ10 คนเลยนะตอนนี้ได้กี่คน1 2 3 4 5 6 คนยังเหลืออีก4อยู่เดี๋ยวคลาสไม่ไปไหนนะฮะโอเคเริ่มไซโคแล้วโอเค Don't worry be happy right don't worry be happy okay 1 2 3 4 5 6 students done right good anyone didn't type impressive yet is that right I wish all of you happy with this kind of activity together. My aim to provide such interactive activity here, just because I just want to make sure that you can have a chance to speak up, right? An opportunity or exposed to the way that you have to speak up and also speaking to your classmate. Basically, if we study on a campus, I would say that we have to present in front of the class, but here it's online right, via Zoom. So I think it might be accommodate or even convenience for someone here just because we can share the idea through spoken communication, and then just make sure that you got the point for TOEIC preparation here. That's it. ไม่น่ามีแล้วนะครับโอเคงั้นก็ move นะ alright thank you so much for your active participation for first part of discussion and the second part of discussion here alright so moving to just move on okay so I'm going to say that for this before we go for break I'm going to give you the idea for listening test first and I would say that I'm going to send you a link into the line group and we can go for break right maybe 10 or 15 minutes here what I'm saying here is that for listening part practice or listening part for this week just because the slide is a little bit shift I can say that we have to practice for part 4, right? Part 4, listening for talk. So for talk, for a talk, listening for part 4 is all about like a monologue, meaning that you have to listen for one speaker, talking about a particular context, a particular topic that is related to business, right? For example, like you have to listen for, main speaker talking at conferences, or even the main speaker who talk, who have to act like a MC or, main speaker in that ceremony, meeting or conferences, or even some kind of like a boss telling something to the audiences, or a hater having a speech in particular business realm or cause some problem that we have to fix it immediately, things like that. So here for part 4 and part 3, it's about like you have to do both way. The first one is that active listen. While you listen, I would suggest that you have to be reminded that you listen for a guess, I mean the main idea, the main keyword, and then you understand what they are saying in that listening test. Second part is that you have to read by using some technique, right? Let's say like screaming and scanning at the same time, just because you have to practice both ways simultaneously. I mean listening, right? And then reading at the same time in order to make sure that you can grab the information from listening part. For exam tactic, right? Exam strategy, I would suggest that you have to listen for 2 times. The first one is that just listen based on your own understanding, meaning that if I let you do a test from a part 4, right? For 30 question, listen just a single page, single time for listen, right? Meaning that just listen. And then if you wish to correct your mark or even like do the test at the same time, it might be, great or appreciate to do so. And the second time for practice listening is that you have to see the lyric. And it's not the lyric, how can I say, subtitle, right? Or like a written text between the line. Just because you can make sure that you answer the correct answer, and then just make sure that you can understand or fully understand what you did wrong and try to correct it to be better. alright okay เดี๋ยวเราไปเบรกดีกว่า10 โมงแล้วเบรก10 นาทีนะฮะ 10-minute break and after this I'm going to send you a link for listening test as a homework เดี๋ยวไปเบรกก่อนกันแป๊บนึงนะฮะ ฮัลโหลฮัลโหลใครพร้อมแล้วกด1เข้ามาครับ Okay, for the listening test, right? For listening test, I just sent you the the link from the YouTube, and I just set apart for part 4, right? What you need to do is that just listen, right, as a homework, so you can finish the class early. Is that okay? Okay, mate. All right, for listening part, right, so we have to focus on part 3 and part 4, just because for part 3, this is all about like a conversation. I would say that just because you have to listen for 2 ways communication, right? And basically it's about men talking about women talking about. So what we need to do is that we have to practice skimming and scanning the listening questions first, and a possible answer A, B, C, right? And then listen simultaneously at that time. So it's a little bit challenging for some student, right? Or for some of you. I would say that you can practice slowly, right? By reading through the, subtitle. It might be work for you. And then, yeah. So timing yourself too, for example, like 15 minutes or 20 minutes doing the test properly, right? I would suggest that you can do in each part. I mean, for example, like for part 3, just focus on part 3, okay? And then for part 4, you just focus on part 4 too. So for this week, we have to listen for part 4. Maybe you can practice at your home. It would be great. Yeah. All right, so shall we move to next part of today's class? Sit. If you can answer for this question, just type the answer into the chat box, please. Tạp khá này đi. I have noticed that all my members of staff currently not to be dress code guidance late on the employment manual. Identify ไม่น่าได้ถูกไหม complying complying with knowing to knowing นี้ context ไม่ได้ it doesn't fit for this context. Adhering to, I think adhering to would be the answer here, right? Great, someone said did up here. ลองพิมพ์ดีเข้ามาครับ good นะทีละข้อนะครับ10 ข้อเปล่าแต่เอาให้ได้ Okay, good. So moving to second question here. The city council will not consider project proposal until it has been determined by an advisory committee. It's plus now, right? So we need to find a now here. Pricing, pricer. Pricing would be the answer, right? ถูกไหมน่าจะใช่นะครับ Okay. พิมพ์ C พิมพ์ C ดิ C เข้ามา พิมพ์ไม่ยากครับพิมพ์ C ตามนะดีมากนะครับพิมพ์ครบยังพิมพ์ครบแล้วเรา move นะฮะ13 คนที่เหลืออยู่นั่นมา12 คนยังอยู่นะฮะ Okay, good. Don't worry, be happy. So next ใครได้คำตอบแล้วพิมพ์เข้ามาเลยนะฮะ number 3 and number 4. Question number 3, question number 4. Indeed, that you are injured at work, your medical insurance will provide you with provide health care. So for first question number 3. So the question number 3, indeed, you are injured at work, your medical insurance will provide you with provide health care. Is that right? In the case ก็มีความเป็นไปได้ใช่ไหมลองคิดหนึ่งthink critically นิดหนึ่งนะฮะ alright in the time in the event หรือว่า in the way injured at work medical insurance will provide you with provide health care อันนี้ข้อนี้ยากอะถ้าเป็น in the case มันไม่ค่อยมีนะมันต้องเป็น in case หรือว่า in case of ใช่ปะถ้าตาม grammar in the time timing timely in the event ในสถานการณ์หรือว่าในแง่ของ in the way ก็ต้องเป็น on my way หรือว่า on the way ไม่ค่อยมี in the way เนาะเป็น phrase let's say that it's all about like idiomatic expression I can say a phrase that can be used like that ข้อนี้มัน tricky ครับทุกคนตอบ C ครับพิมพ์ C พิมพ์ตามเลยครับต้องจำแล้วแหละดูทรงละเก่งมากokay good ต่อฮะข้อ 4 ช้าๆหน่อยนะ alright in the train from Pittsburgh Chamberlain travels slowly because it has to make a lot of stops อันนี้ไม่ยากนะฮะ slowly เป็น adverb ตัวที่ขยาย adverb คือเจ้าตัวอะไรนะฮะ adverb สามารถขยาย adverb ตัวมันเองได้ใช่ไหมนั่นก็หมายว่าเราต้องหา adverb very slowly far slowly ไม่ make sense ไม่เอาครับ such slowly such ตัวนี้เนี่ยมันน่าสนใจตรงที่ว่ามันตามด้วย adjective นะฮะเช่น such a and such a beautiful girl many plus noun ตอบ a ใครอยากได้ a พิมพ์ a ครับ a เข้ามาเลยพิมพ์ a แล้วแหละดูทรงแล้วที่เหลืออยู่ด้วยกันนะฮะมาฮะ4 และ 5 3 4 5 6 2 ข้อลองทำก่อนไม่ยากนี่มีคนตอบเข้ามาแล้วนะครับ alright you will need to find out the weight and dimension of your parcel in order to select delivery service then we can give you an accurate quote ตอบข้อไหนดีอ่ะ and then ไหมหลายคนตอบ and then แต่ว่าข้อนี้ you can see from the cause and effect is that right you will need to find out weight dimension so that something happened here so meaning that it is conditional sentences เป็น condition ถูกไหม and ได้ไหม and then นี่คือเป็น process 1 by 2 2 by 3ถูกไหมฮะ after วิ่งไม่ได้ใหญ่ until เหลือแค่ข้อเดียวคือ only มาจากว่า if นั่นเอง only then or only if is that right พิมพ์ A นิดนึงใครอยากได้ A ลองพิมพ์เกรดสิเกรดง่ายมากนะครับพิมพ์เข้ามาพิมพ์เกรดนี่ง่ายสุดละนะ that's it Petrol who want to refund or exchange must make a request at the customer service center within 1 month the date of purchase อันนี้เป็นการวัด preposition ถูกไหม from at before แล้วก็ between ข้อไหนดี at เนี่ยจะเป็น specific location เช่น at the Central Park at Central World before ส่วนใหญ่จะเป็น timing ก่อนหลังใช่ไหม before and after between ต้อง fix คำว่า and เป็น confirmate structure เพราะฉะนั้นข้อที่ง่ายสุดครับพิมพ์เกรดอีกแล้ว from the date of purchase พิมพ์เข้ามาครับนะอยากได้ A พิมพ์ A เข้ามานะครับ can set move ลองทำก่อนครับ7 และ 8คอนเทนต์ก็ยากขึ้นเรื่อยๆนะตามสไตล์ เฮ้ยหายไปแล้ว7นะฮะบอกว่าอะไรนะฮะ cursor ไปไว The administrative assistant should do stock check every day for night using from OS to O1 to check if we are running out of time, right, on any supplies, going low, making low, staying low แล้วก็ running low นะครับอันนี้ง่ายต้องเป็น running low เป็น idiomatic expression นะครับก็คือเป็นพวก phrase หรือว่าสำนวนที่ถูกใช้นั่นเองนะฮะจะยากนิดนึงแต่ว่าถ้าใช้หมายถึงว่าชินกับใช้เนี่ยชินในการใช้ก็ไม่มีปัญหานะฮะ running low เป็นคำตอบและพิมพ์ดีนิดนึงเก่งมากพิมพ์เข้าไปให้ everyone ได้เลยนะฮะผิดถูกไม่ต้องไปซีเรียสนะครับเราเป็นการแชร์ learning is sharing that's it นะครับไปครับข้อ8ใครตอบได้บ้างพิมพ์เข้ามาเลย audience members to switch off the electronic devices if they attend any of presentations scheduled throughout the conference นะครับน่าสนใจข้อนี้ต้องเช็คดีๆนะว่าเราต้องการอะไร if they attend เป็น conditional sentence to remind are reminded will be reminding แล้วก็ reminding ข้อนี้ต้องเช็คดีๆนะครับ if they attend any presentation ต้องเช็คว่า situation เป็น factual หรือเปล่าเป็นความจริงเป็น truth หรือเปล่านะฮะถ้าเกิดว่ามันตกอยู่ที่possibility เนี่ยเราจะใช้เป็นpresent plus future เป็น possibility นั่นหมายว่า50-50ใช่ไหมแต่ถ้าเกิดว่ามันเป็นreal นะฮะก็คือเป็น fact นั่นหมายว่า attend ตัวนี้ก็คือเราก็ต้องใช้ fact เช่นเดียวกันเพราะฉะนั้น will be reminding เนี่ยดูเหมือนไม่น่าได้นะครับ cross ไปก่อน are remind make sense นะครับ to remind นี่ก็ต้องเป็น verb แท้ก่อนเป็นinfinitive plus verb ถูกไหมแล้วก็ reminding นั่นก็หมายว่าข้อนี้ต้องตอบเป็น be boy ใช่ป่ะพิมพ์ B นิดนึงใครอยากได้ A พิมพ์ B เข้ามาเลยครับพอได้นะไม่ทันค่อยทบทวนแค่นั้นเองแต่ว่ามันไม่ได้ยากเกินความสามารถของเราทั้งหมดละทำโจทย์ไปเรื่อยๆครับ9และ10ทำทีละ2ข้อเป็นไงบ้าง secretary take the minute is that right take หาคำว่า take ก่อน1 2 3 4ต้องดีแล้วแหละทุกคนพิมพ์ดีนิดนึงไม่ยากนะฮะอันนี้คือเป็นการเปลี่ยนฟอร์มเฉย just shift the form from the present time to be a past form is that right so when you say something take a minute so you have to shift into took the minute that's all good tour guide gave assurances and said the group would not depart for its destination until everyone was definitely brought the boat ข้อนี้เป็นการวัดอะไรpreposition ใช่ไหมฮะ among people เป็น plural form below standard away ต้องตามด้วย from นะครับเพราะฉะนั้นข้อนี้ตอบ A พิมพ์ A ครับ A ไหม brought the boat yeahหมดแล้วนะครับเดี๋ยวให้เวลาสัก3 นาทีนะครับตอบคำถาม4ข้อนี้นะครับทุกคนน่าจะได้ชีทแล้วนะครับเดี๋ยวลองทำดูก่อนนะเดี๋ยวไอมาเฉลยนะครับ3 นาทีนะใครได้คำตอบแล้วลองพิมพ์เข้ามานะฮะเช่น A B C D A C C C หรือว่าอะไรก็ตามแต่เนี่ยลองพิมพ์เข้ามาก่อนนะฮะเดี๋ยว3 นาทีจะมาเฉลยนะโอเค right all right มีคนตอบเข้ามาแล้วน่ารักมากนะฮะลองมาไล่ดูนะฮะso for this part I can say part 6 text completion basically it's all about like a notice or even memorandum right I just let you do practice from 4 questions here. Basically, for text completion, you have to have 2 skill sets. The first one is that reading comprehension, meaning that you have to grab the idea from this kind of article, right? And the second part is that you have to look at the grammatical features, for example, a preposition, word choices, or even word order, right? So here, or even translation, which is very important to make sure that you got the meaning of that text, okay? All right, so we can see from the first one, we'll be adjusting the frequency that point accumulation statement are sent to our member from January 1st. We'll be adjusting, so something happened for a reason, meaning that we need a cause and effect. หมายถึงว่าเราต้องการ cause กับ effect นะครับลองไปไล่ดูตัวไหน cause บ้าง No longer accept membership application set to introduce child to its membership program เช้งแน่เลยตัวนี้ Apologize for recent difficulties with our card payment system. Department store had special promotion for point card นะครับต้องเป็น B-boy ใช่ไหมฮะ again นะอันนี้จะยากนิดนึงนะเพราะว่ามันเป็นส่ง midterm เป็นข้อสอบ midterm ประมาณนี้ alright so we can see from you know this one right we'll be adjusting frequency point accumulation this is change meaning that something happened for a reason คือต้องการ cause นั่นเองนะฮะถ้าเทียบแล้วเนี่ยตัวที่เป็น cause ที่ชัดสุดก็คือเขาบอกว่ามันมีการเปลี่ยนแปลงเกิดการเปลี่ยนแปลงทำให้ something เขาเรียกว่าทำให้ผลลัพธ์หรือว่า effect ตามมาเองตอบ B นะลองพิมพ์ B เข้ามานิดหนึ่งให้ชื่นใจมาเบเบนะครับไปแล้ว1ข้อเคลียร์นะครับก็เทียบกับคำตอบนะครับ That's okay don't worry be happy just share the idea together just because it's a little bit hard I don't think that it's a little bit hard but it's a little bit tricky when it comes to the tests okay ทีนี้มาดูข้อ2ครับ From January 1st statements will be mailed every 6 months instead of quarterly นะฮะ quarter คือ4 เดือน quarter 4 เดือนไหม4 ใน1หมายความว่า3 เดือนครั้งนะฮะก็เปลี่ยนเป็น6 เดือนนั่นก็หมายความว่าทีนี้เรามาดูตัวนี้ข้อ2นี่บอกว่า this change member may continue to log in at the blah 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 นะฮะ current detail สิ่งที่เราต้องไปหาคือว่าเราต้องการอะไรก็ตามแต่ที่เป็น connectors นะฮะ apart from แปลว่านอกเหนือจากนั้น in case of แปลว่าในแง่ของก็คือสาเหตุใช่ไหมฮะregardless of ตัวนี้แปลว่าไม่ได้คำนึงถึงแล้วก็ on behalf of เนี่ยมันจะตามด้วยชื่อคน let's say นะฮะ on behalf of teachers on behalf of directors things like that นะโอเคซึ่งทีนี้เรามาดูด้วยกันว่าเป็นข้อไหนข้อนี้ต้องเป็นเนื่องจากนะฮะแปลออกมาแล้วเนี่ยต้องเป็นเนื่องจาก in case of this change is that right members continue to log in blah 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 นั่นแหละ in case of ตอบเขาหน่อย B boy ลองพิมพ์ B ได้ไหมยากจังนะครับ ไม่เป็นไรนะสู้ๆนะครับ in case of นั่นเองนะครับtricky นิดหนึ่งไม่เป็นไรแต่อย่างน้อยเราได้ทำแล้วใช่ป่ะแล้วก็เคลียร์ขึ้นนั่นเองนะ set move ครับไม่รอใครนะลองดูyou can blah 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 you can something แน่นอนว่า can ตัวนี้เป็นmodel form เราต้องตามด้วย infinitive ถ้าตามหลัก structure นะฮะหรือว่า grammar you accumulated points see what rewards are available to exchange for them through the online account you can something ทีนี้เรามาดู context นะฮะบอกว่า see แปลว่าเห็นใช่ป่ะ see and monitor เป็นคำตอบนะฮะเพราะฉะนั้นเนี่ยไล่เช็คครับ submit and see monitor and see mediated and see or convey and see ตัวที่ชัดที่สุดจะต้องเป็น B boy พิมพ์ B รับหนึ่งครับข thì đấy A พิมพ์ B เข้ามา baby จะ tricky นิดนึงนะไม่ต้องไปสนใจนะฮะก็เมื่อเป็นข้อสอบมันก็ต้องมีบ้างนะถ้าทั้งง่ายหมดก็990หมดนะงง ต่อนะอยู่อย่าท้อแท้ไม่ท้อเพราะท้อมีไว้ให้ลิงเถอมาฮะ or you can call us during business hour blah 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 นะฮะ and we'll give you the total once ข้อ4นะ you can drop by ตัวนี้แปลว่า visit นะครับเป็น two-word verb หรือว่าเป็น verb phrasal verb แล้วกันนะฮะเราว่า visit a service counter at Erdington department store ความหมายว่าตัวนี้เราต้องเช็คนะฮะว่าก่อนหน้านี้และหลังจากนี้เนี่ยไปด้วยกันหรือเปล่า or you can call us during business hours sorry blah 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 นะ total drop by sense ของข้อ4ต้องไปด้วยกันใช่ป่ะนะฮะ action ongoing หรือว่าไปด้วยกัน consequently แปลว่าผลลัพธ์ที่ตามมาไม่น่าใช่ nevertheless อย่างไรก็ตามใช่ไหมอันนี้คือ but however moreover เท่ากับ and นะฮะหรือว่า also ก็ได้เหมือนกันนะครับและตัวสุดท้ายคือ occasionally ตัวนี้แปลว่า sometimes ซึ่งไม่เกี่ยวเลยถ้าเราต้องการ meaning ที่เป็นบวกไปบวกหรือว่าเป็นpositive นะฮะ order ongoing meaning that we have to choose C cat here ตอบ C แล้วแหละพิมพ์ C ตามสรุปนะครับมันตอบข้อไหนบ้างเดี๋ยวนะข้อ1ตอบ be boy เนาะข้อ2 be boy เช่นเดียวกันข้อ3ครับ monitor be boy แล้วก็ข้อ4 moreover C cat พิมพ์ C เลยครับ C พอได้นะอันนี้เป็นหลักของข้อสอบนะครับอีกครั้งหนึ่ง alright I have to summarize the idea for text completion here I can say that you can see from the question type put the right text in the right blank is that right or the right word in the right blank here again right you have to have two skill set the first one is that reading comprehension just because you have to glance the idea or scanning through the idea. I would suggest that just focus on the first line or first sentences in order to make sure that you can grab the idea here, or even like the last sentence, just because it summarizes the idea for whole questions here, for whole a paragraph here. After that, we have to look at the grammatical feature. So basically, it tests your ability to understand the meaning translation. When it comes to choosing like a transition or even word that is comply or even go hand in hand in that text, right? So what I can say for this text is that we have to try to double check, is that right? Double check or look at from the first question, second question, third question, and fourth question here, and double check from time to time in order to make sure that you can get the correct one. So, นะจะไปแล้วยังเดี๋ยวขอดูก่อนต้องทำ reading ต้องทำคำศัพท์แล้วล่ะอีกนิดนึงนะฮะปิดไวๆปิดไวได้ไหมปิด11 โมงได้ไหมต้องถาม curve ก่อนเลิกเร็วได้ไหมฮะเลิกเร็วพิมพ์11ครับผมใครอยากเลิกเร็วพิมพ์11พิมพ์11ดีกว่านะฮะก็คือเลิกที่11 โมงในส่วนของ listening ก็คือจริงๆแล้วมันยังมีเวลาอยู่ประมาณครึ่งชั่วโมงแต่ว่าเราปล่อยให้ทำการบ้านถ้าใครที่ไม่อยากมีการบ้านก็ไปฟัง listening ก็ได้นะครับตามนั้นพิมพ์11เข้ามาเลยนะฮะ11นะฮะ101 whatever you can type. All right, so here is about vocabulary expansion, right? My purpose to provide this kind of activity just because I just want to make sure that all of us can enhance or expand our vocabulary, synonymous word, or even understand the part of speech in each item here, right? So you can see that I just ranked or order this kind of vocabulary list into the alphabet way, right? For example, A, B, C, D, right? So for this week, we have to see the word that is start with D dot here, right? Decorate, decision, dedicate, delighted, definitely, demanding, demonstrate. Description, differential, like a disagreement. Once you got, you can try to write based on your own understanding. If you understand and you have the words in your mind. But if you're not, you have to look at the dictionary and just consult with dictionary, right? For example, like which part of speech, which would be a synonymous word, or which can be translated in different way. That's it. It's okay. So we're gonna have like 30 lists of vocabulary here. Second one is that defective, deposit, right? Desperate, dependent, designate, destination, deterioration, determine, diagnose, แล้วก็จบด้วย differentiation, differential, right? Next is that this one. Okay, good. Discrimination, discrepancy, disposable, dismissive. Some of the words you may know, but some you may not. So just consult with the dictionary is the best way to do so. Right, disruption, distinctive, distinguish, distribution, dramatically, drastically. That's it, right? Find synonym, that's all, right? Once you finish, you can type done. done คูณ3นะ แต่เดี๋ยวให้เวลาก่อนต้องเสร็จก่อนนะครับ แล้วก็พิมพ์เข้ามานะฮะ All right, shall we go and do this kind of exercise? นี่ไงมีคนดันเข้ามาแล้ว ถ้าดันแล้วก็เหลือคิวสุดท้ายนะฮะ Alright, it's just about like before we go. Once you're done for the vocabulary test, once you're done, right? I would suggest that you have to create a meaningful sentence here. The first is that round of applause, ceasefire agreement, or bar of salt. Just create a meaningful sentence. For example, my first round of applause is that just because I feel appreciate with the audiences, so I would round of applause and prompt to say something positive here. Second, ceasefire agreement. Due to the conflict of the US and other Western country, it is possible to have a ceasefire agreement when it comes to negotiation. Okay. And then the third one is about of self. So this one is kind of like is a common, right? I can say that it is, for example, my sentence is it is common that we can see that lots of people may become to be aware of self just because they are similar to each other. That's it, right? Just choose one of three and then create a meaningful sentence when you want to go. That's how. ใครพร้อมที่จะ before we go ก็จัดนะฮะตัวนี้ก็ปิดจ็อบวันนี้เลย That's it for today class
ฮัลโหลครับ
Yep
ก็จะพูดประโยคใช่ไหมครับ
ใช่ครับ
งั้นเอาข้อหนึ่งครับ
Okay so what is your sentence
Everyone give a round of applause to our presenter
That's it right Great thank you
Yes.
so much Okay so you can go you can leave from the Zoom That's it alright นะฮะใครที่ทำเสร็จแล้วก็สามารถออกจาก Zoom ได้เลยนะฮะOkay
Thank you
Thank you so much for your sharing the idea Yep
I will pick number 2
What is your sentence
After negotiations, the two warring nations willingly sign a ceasefire agreement.
All right, good. Thank you so much for sharing here. Yeah, you can leave from the Zoom. ใครอยากออกจาก Zoom นะฮะรีบทำเลย
Can I go next?
Yep.
Number one, walking out of the classroom is like having a round of applause.
Wow, great. Thank you so much for sharing here. You can leave from the Zoom. ใครพร้อมไปนี่รีบเลยนะฮะ
ฮัลโหลค่ะ
Hello.
I chose second one
The
the first
second
one
one. The first one, okay.
yes this show gets possibly the largest round of applause so far
Okay, good. Thank you so much for your sharing here. Next ใครพร้อมไปได้เลยนะฮะ
อาจารย์คะI
ครับ
choose
ผม
number 2 ค่ะ
Okay yeah
The president decided against a further extension of the ceasefire agreement.
all right thank you so much for your sharing here
Thank you
great ใครอยากกลับบ้านครับผมมีเรียนตอนบ่ายไหมเนี่ยเป็นยังไงบ้างนะครับงั้นขออนุญาตปิดคลาสแต่เพียงเท่านี้ก่อนแล้วกันนะ I have to say I have finished a class just only this and see you next week bye bye